Hi, welcome to Podpadstudios. We're back and we're in the studio and we're breaking things. Well, I'm not.
I haven't broken anything for a long time.
So we had a problem the other day. We went out, we didn't get the clocks going back right. So Mrs. Breaker has changed the clock in the workshop and she's got it right. Well, quite. We're still on the 1st of December. It's Friday and it's actually a Tuesday.
There was
says
a lot
it's
of
11.8
buttons.
degrees centigrade and it's warmer than
I
that.
hit a lot of buttons.
And the time... No, she's still wrong.
The time, well, no, actually, nearly. It's 8:26 and that
So
says
the clock's
8:32.
nearly right.
Nearly. It's all-
Nearly.
You just said you'd broken your phone.
No, well, apart from I don't know how to make it go on silent without it stopping, telling me anything, everything, all of the time. What I want is a button that can go on silent, but not really silent. So you can still communicate with. So when your husband rings you, when a traffic warden is approaching the car, it tells you and it rings. But most of the time, when you don't need it to ring, it doesn't ring. This is what I need, like a sort of a super silent button that's not quite silent, but nearly silent. And in emergencies, it isn't silent.
Have you ever read the manual on your phone?
I don't know how to. Well, I pulled
What do you
this
mean
thing
you don't know
down.
how to?
No, I know how to. And if I go on airplane mode, that makes it silent.
You're just
but
pressing
then
buttons.
That stops everything happening.
Well, it will, but you're just
There
pressing
should be a
buttons.
silent.
And then
You said
as
there's
soon
a
as you start
button.
pressing buttons, I'm going to end up having to fix it then, aren't I?
But you said there was a button somewhere that is just silent button.
Anyway, we've been doing lots of things other than fixing phones. What have we been doing? We did Comic Con to finish now.
We did Wyntercon, which was super duper.
It was actually.
We
It was really
bunged
good.
out a little video on that, so we put the link below.
Yeah, so I think
such
Andy,
fun.
if you're watching,
Hi, Andy.
all right, I admit it was a good show.
I admit.
After all those years, I
brilliant.
wasn't sure. It's a long way for us to go, and it wasn't that I was thinking it was a bad show. It was just that I was thinking it's a small kind of regional show, and we get asked to do them all the time. And when you've got to travel like 4 hours to get to them, sometimes you're thinking, "Oh, I'm not sure I want to do that one." But actually, I must admit, that was quite cool.
And we got lucky with the
And
A27.
I think if we got invited back
as well.
next year, we would probably do it again.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
It's such a good atmosphere, and because it's kind of a community show, everyone turns up and helps. And there was just
Yeah.
lots of interesting props there, lots of fab cosplayers.
It was very chilled and relaxed.
The fairies and the witches really
Yeah.
enjoyed the dragons really enjoyed the fairies and the witches. Little Rosie, she behaved, didn't bite anyone's finger off, which was good.
Nothing broke, actually.
The cosplay comps were fab, really crowded.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other props there were amazing. Maybe we'll just show you a few pics of them now.
What else have we been doing? Well, we've been busy doing lots of things.
Sculptures mainly.
Yeah, so the sculpture park is going to be wintered. What that means
Yeah.
is we're bringing a lot of the sculptures into around by the barn. So if you're after Christmas presents,
They're
great opportunity to come and have a look at the sculptures because they'll be all around the barn, so you don't have to tromp through the woods and everything to get to those. That will be happening in the next few weeks.
We're doing some community work with a bit of writing.
Yeah, been loads of
We're
stuff.
looking at writing the dragon story, so I've been doing a bit of
And then
getting
the
involved
Dragon
with
Project.
writing.
Dragon Project
Dragon
is
Project
happening
is
now.
happening.
It looks
Oh,
like
the
it's...
wings on the dragon. We haven't told them about that.
Oh yeah, so if you went to Wyntercon,
You would have
you
noticed.
would have known what had happened to the dragons. So what we kind of worked out is in the dragon story that basically every 1 year in human years is 3 years in dragon years. And obviously the dragons grow. So Stardust and Steel are basically were babies.
But dragons do live to be very old,
Yeah, I
rather,
know.
not long. Well,
Yeah.
long as well.
Well, anyway,
Anyway.
so what they've done is they've grown up.
Yeah.
So what we just thought is to make them get older, we'll physically make them get bigger. So every 3 years, we're actually going to make the dragons get bigger. And we're doing
Within
that by
reason.
adding bits to
mean-
them. So this time what we've done is made the wings twice the size.
Imagine how old they'll be when we're 90. I mean, how big they'll be.
Anyway,
do you want to have a look at a bit of making of vultures?
Comic Cons
No?
have gone now. They're
Do that at
done.
the end.
They're done for the year. I don't
We
want to do any
think
more now.
so. We think so.
I think we might do more next year.
Might get tempted.
We might do a few more next year. I don't know. With this year, it's been so busy.
Yeah,
we haven't
done
had a
a lot
chance
of
to
other
do
stuff.
them. And I said the Big Dragon project is developing, and
Yeah.
that is more something that we have been doing. You'll hear about more of this next year.
Writing the dragon story
Yeah.
and making the big dragon is something we've been thinking about and laying a lot of groundwork for. And you can't do that if you're doing a million cons.
No, and it's something we can't really put onto YouTube because there are too many
Moving
vested
places.
parties
Yeah.
who maybe wouldn't want it to go onto YouTube. So at the moment, it's very much like all happening in the background behind closed doors. But very, very soon, hopefully, it will come out into the open, and we'll do a lot more with that. I'm building things as usual.
So you're building a secret project.
I am. A secret project.
Should we show a few bits of that?
Well, actually, I've been doing some work on her as well, behind there. She's in the corner.
Oh,
so
yeah.
her
That
object recognition systems on board, because we've talked a lot about Tiffany, object recognition systems. I want to do more with the object recognition systems. Try and
also,
take it
they
up a level.
upgraded the chip.
Oh, yeah, so it's really interesting. I managed to get hold of another
I
Raspberry
think this
Pi.
is a whole big video because when you told me, it was a long discussion.
Well, it's one of these things that if anybody that works with Python will know the coding language that uses the OpenCV, will know that you should work within virtual environments. Now, virtual environments are simply things that you don't impact on your whole system's Python within an operating system.
Most of my life is a virtual
It's a bit like
environment.
saving things in folders. You don't just save things to your desktop, although some people do. You put it in folders because it organises your life. Anyway,
I put it in folders and then you can't ever find it again.
well, I know because they're named stupidly.
Well,
I meant to know what
Anyway, go on.
But anyway, so
Virtual
the
environments.
virtual environment system has changed on Raspberry Pi. We've now gone to Raspberry Pi Bookworm, and it's much more difficult to easily install OpenCV if you don't have a little bit of knowledge. So I'm having to spend a lot more time now learning about virtual environments, and eventually I will get it all working. And
is that because it's autumn, you've got bookworms in your raspberries?
maybe, I don't know. But Tiffany's system works, but she's going to have a few more tweaks. And you saw the video, we uploaded the video about triggering systems.
Yes, that's
the
gone
sound.
up. The logic switches.
The logic switches for the sound. That's amazing. So I'm going to do a lot more of those. So at the
And then
moment
you've
we've
had
got
something out here you've been messing around with.
no, that was the Raspberry Pi. So
you're still messing around
So we're
with that.
pointing it. We can't really see it. It's off camera at the moment, but it's just like connected to a monitor and whatever. That is being done.
Keep tripping over
worked
it though on that thing.
I'm umming and ahhing about looking at the Jetson systems, Jetson Nanos. But I see. I might see if I can.
See, it still made a noise even though I had it on quiet. See, it doesn't work. It's stupid.
I'm not sure it's the phone that doesn't work. I think the
Oh
phone's
no, I
fine.
didn't.
Anyway, so yeah, I have been doing other projects, and at the moment I want people to try to guess what the project is.
Do we show a bit of it?
Something I've wanted to do for ages and ages and ages. Anyway, here's a little update on what I've done so far. Right, so back in the workshop again. It's autumn, so that means it's time to build something. It's like that thing that used to be on TV. What is it? Reading with Mother. So it's like, hey, what? Are you getting into my shot? Get out of my shot. Right, what am I building? Well, you're going to have to guess what I'm building. So you can see all these things lined up on the table.
What are you building?
Here's a few clues. Sprocket. Another sprocket. In fact, I've got loads of sprockets. And, ooh, really juicy. Chain that goes on said sprockets. Lots of big chunky bits of metal. Oh, giant motors.
What's these things?
There, it's a pair of roller skates for you.
Woohoo! Inline.
Yeah, bit of inline skates for Mrs. Breaker. Right, you'll have to work it out though. You'll have to work out what I'm doing. But at the moment, what I am actually doing is making a drive flange, so I can mount these onto my motors. But as you can see, there's a big hole, and I've got to make it a smaller hole. So I've got to make a plate and weld it all up. But anyway, so comments below, see if you can guess what I am making.
I think that's all our news for now. So we're going to have to leave you and say, Tarad it. We're only 200 subs off pulling the owl prize draw. So get your gran, get your mother, get your next door neighbour, get everyone you know to subscribe, because the big owl,
we did have a
prize
problem.
draw, and we had a prize winner who we sent all the stuff off. So well done, you.
We did have a problem though. Now, this is a problem that we weren't going to put on the channel. It was about the noises we heard under the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we were a bit concerned about this.
Yeah.
We sat here in the workshop,
some spooky
and we've
stuff.
been hearing these strange noises that you can hear under the floor. Anyway, we set up a little trap cam to see if we could capture it. So we're going to leave you with what we found. And we were a bit concerned, weren't we?
Yeah. Did you invite him?
I didn't invite him. Did you say who?
I think they know who.
Do they know who?
The only person that builds tunnels and drills up from underneath.
Well, I know he's building another tunnel.
I know. I think he went
He's
too
extending
far.
the tunnel,
I think he
isn't
went
he?
so far, he went all the way.
Well, I think he's extended all the way to Swindon.
Yeah.
Anyway, watch this. Bye.